Yes, that's one part. The second part, the later part, is of putting these into widely used practice. And for those Japanese speakers, this is the translation that was created by Professor Tamada. He is the he translated the book called Dilemma of Innovation. Yeah, and he is a professor at the Kansei Gakuin University. And he said that it's Soushin Fukyu. This might be the good Yonmoji Jukugo. That's the Chinese character used in Japanese language to represent the innovation. So Soushin is the first half, turning opportunity into new ideas, and Fukyu is the later part. So I think that really suits well with the English definition. And our focus, our Keio Edge focus, will be the first half, turning opportunity into new ideas. So finding opportunity and turning it into new ideas. Because later half, we cannot do this in 7 days. Well, we can try, but it's very difficult. Even though we can get a great help from internet and everything, but it's still difficult. So our main focus will be the first half, changing opportunity into new ideas, or finding opportunity that can be changed into new ideas. Okay? So that's the first part. And then this is another buzzword that I would like to give our definition for this program. So this is a definition taken from the businessdictionary.com. Oh, it's a great website if you're like confused with the jargon when you're reading newspapers. It's a great website to check out. But in here it says someone who exercises initiative by organizing a venture to take benefit of an opportunity and blah blah blah. And so that that's what basically entrepreneur is. And I really like this part, the Joseph Schumpeter. And most of you probably heard about him. He's a big scholar. And his definition says, he says the entrepreneurs are greatly value self-reliance and strive for distinction through excellence. And 3, are highly optimistic, otherwise nothing will be undertaken. And always favor challenges of medium risk and neither too easy nor ridiculously big. Okay? So when you follow this definition, I can probably see more hands going up, probably. Do you consider yourself self-reliance person and striving for distinction by excellence? I think probably many of you resonate with the definition here. And another addition to this buzzword for the next, the Ministry of Education, they say, in Japanese they say, global entrepreneur. And global entrepreneur doesn't mean much to me. I mean, who is global entrepreneur? So I put entrepreneur in global context because I think it makes more sense to you. So here's what I defined the entrepreneur in global context. So entrepreneur that is interested in global trends and aware of global changes and somewhat aware of one's identity in global context and curious and careful about other cultures, customs, and languages and respect them. And not afraid to communicate with others by any means, aiming for borderless value creation. So this is what I consider all of you are. Thank you for applying for the program, and then I read all your resumes and I read all your application form, and you are the ones who filled the form so much, okay? So that I had to scroll for several times, and then that's why you're here. And I saw a lot of stories, a lot of related comments that you are one of these guys. So that's why you're here, and we're really happy to have you. So 2 things I've talked about. I've talked about innovation, the definition we're using here, and entrepreneur, the definition we're using here. But our real focus for this program is not innovation nor entrepreneur. The real focus for the course is innovative and entrepreneurship. Okay? This is different from what we just discussed. So our focus is innovative is one of the primary causes for innovation. So just like the definition of innovation said, turning opportunity into ideas. So that part is innovative. You need to think innovative, you need to see things innovatively, and you need to discuss and work as a team in an innovative direction. So this innovative or innovativeness is the focus. And the second focus is entrepreneurship. Is the must-have for any type and kind of innovator, I would say. Because innovator without entrepreneurship, it doesn't, I don't know, I cannot visualize a person like that. Probably all the innovators are practitioners of entrepreneurship. He or she may not be a startup CEO, but still have the same spirits and the same focus as an entrepreneur. So these two are the key focus for the program. So I want to go, careful about using the term innovation and innovative and the entrepreneur and entrepreneurship, because these two things, we think this is different. And so the other way to put it is innovation and entrepreneurs are effects, and innovative and entrepreneurship is a cause. So if we put this in a cause and effect form, then these two can be a great big cause for your entrepreneur, becoming an entrepreneur, or initializing the innovation in the future. So that's how we carefully design our program. Okay, so a little bit into the meat. So I've just talked about innovation and innovative. So how is it different? Are you using these two words carefully? Or are you just saying it is innovation if it's because of innovation? Or are you saying it's innovative because it's innovative? So I want to show you some examples of both innovation and innovative separately, respectively. So, okay, actually two innovation examples. I'll show you a video. Again, this is an example for innovation. And do you remember the definition? Innovation is a turning opportunity into new ideas and then making it to spread to the world.
Hi, I'm Graham, and this is my twin brother. 10 years ago, he was diagnosed with leukemia, but thankfully, his life was saved by a complete stranger who had registered to be a marrow donor. He was lucky, though. You see, more than 650,000 people are diagnosed with leukemia and lymphoma every year. And for the most severe cases, like my brother's, a marrow transplant is their last hope. But only about half find a match. Unfortunately, the Marrow Donor Registry is one of the most underrepresented donor programs in the world. And it's no wonder, really. Most people think that registering as a marrow donor is painful and complicated, when really, all it takes is a couple drops of blood. The only pain is actually finding a way to register. Now, you have to either take time out of your busy day to go to a special doctor, or order a registration kit online, pay $16 for it, and while you're at it, pay for the shipping. We've made it so difficult to register. It's amazing that a few good people out there care enough to jump through all these hoops just to save a random person's life. But the fact is, most don't. Imagine, though, how many lives could be saved if registering as a marrow donor wasn't so hard. What if we could turn a normal, everyday act into a chance to save a life? Introducing Help, I Want to Save a Life. A package of over-the-counter bandages that also doubles as a simple marrow donor registry kit. So the next time you cut yourself shaving or shuffling papers or making dinner and you reach for a box of bandages, you'll have a chance to save someone's life. You just put a couple of drops of blood on the swabs, toss it in the prepaid envelope, drop it in the mail, and that's it. You're a potential lifesaver. This simple idea brought together a pretty unlikely pair. Help Remedies, a pharmaceutical company, and DKMS, the world's largest marrow donor registry. And then something pretty amazing happened. The TED Conference chose it as one of their favorite ideas of the year, and even helped us launch it at this year's global conference. And since then, the whole world's helped us spread the word and share our story. And in just a few short months, Sales of Helps bandages are already up more than 1,900%. But amongst all these sales figures and media impressions and YouTube hits, there's really only one statistic that matters. Thanks to this little pack of bandages, Marrow registrations have nearly tripled. Who would have thought a few paper cuts could make a world of difference and actually save lives?
So I think this is a great example of an innovation, and I think it's because it does not include any new technology. Because I know many or some of you are just so nerd as I am. Okay, I'll explain who I am later on, but I'm an engineer. I'm a space engineer, I'm an automobile engineer, I do a lot of engineering. So I love technology. And a lot of people misunderstand innovation is connected or related or must be connected to technology, but in this case, no, it's not. Because do you remember the definition? Turning opportunity into new ideas and then and spread it to the world. So in this case, the opportunity was whenever you have a cut. Whenever you have a cut, that's an opportunity. And what they've done is that moment was coupled with the donation opportunity. And it's just a very simple solution, right? It's a bandage with the donation kit, or the marrow donor kit. That's it. No new technology at all. But what about the result? So of course, sales went up 1,900%. That's yummy, of course. But not that part. But it tripled the number of the marrow donors in a very short amount of time. And that is the value. That is a value. So I think this is a great example of finding an opportunity and changing it into a new idea, and then making it happen, and then making it go through the world. I think this is a great example of an innovation. And I'll show you the second innovation example, but I would say this is still controversial case compared to this one. I'll ask you, what do you think after you watch this? So listen carefully. Oh, sorry, I don't have Japanese, the Japanese subtitle for this one, so listen carefully.
Living off welfare has become a common way of life, so common that it is celebrated in the greatest salsa hit of all time, No Hago Más Nada, which translates to I do nothing. This classic belongs to El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico, the most famous salsa band in the world. As the largest bank in Puerto Rico, Banco Popular's success depends on the island's economy. So to help propel it in the right direction, it convinced El Gran Combo to rewrite history. On August 16th, a simultaneous broadcast roadblocked all of the country's TV and radio stations. The band unexpectedly released a new version of their song with new lyrics. This time, with a completely different message. The new song took over the media. A day after, Banco Popular launched a PR campaign to make it the country's most popular song. The song made it all the way up to the top of the charts and generated over $2 million in earned media. In times when banks are particularly disliked, the campaign increased Banco Popular's image and reputation index to a record 80%. It also sparked a debate that grew into a movement of Puerto Ricans committed to the progress of the island.
So this is a case of Banco Popular in Puerto Rico. Okay, so I don't know if this really kicked people butt to work, but in this movie they claim they did. But it's another really interesting story, or maybe it could be called the innovation story, because there is a orthodox, there is a way to do this. Usually, government tell people to work, right? Government make new policy to make people work, right? That's the orthodox, or that's the way people, everybody takes. But they were innovative when these bank people were thinking. They know they're not the government, of course, and there will be a policy decision made to address this issue, but they wanted to do something about it. They wanted to do something about it, and they were innovative in a sense. So they took the song, and then they rewrite the lyrics so that it will send a different message. And it seems it worked in a way. So I thought it's quite interesting. It's very different from the health remedies, but I think this was another innovation. It could be called innovation example. Okay? So that was an innovation, and according to the definition. And here are one series of innovative examples. Okay, innovative. So innovative, I'm using this term in this way. So innovative is, this is also from a dictionary, that introducing or using new ideas or method, or having new ideas about how something can be done. Simple, right? So there is orthodox way, or there is ordinary way, or conventional way, and there is a innovative way, or innovative approach to achieve the sometimes same goal, sometimes better goal. So that's how I use innovative, and that's how I want you to use the term innovative. And these two movie clips are example of thinking innovative and implementing them, but not the innovation. Okay, not the innovation. You'll probably notice why it's not innovation, but here's a clip. So it's called Fun Theory, and it's an initiative done by Volkswagen. And you saw it, right? So it's the world's deepest trash bin, or it sounds like, right? And you can see why is it innovative. Because usually what you see is a sign saying, please trash your trash into the box, or please pick up the litter and put it in the litter box, right? We see that everywhere in any country. But do you do that? Yeah, once in a while, right? But I don't see many people doing it. And it's a long-wanted result that we all wanted, but we never successfully do it. But this trash bin had been successfully done it for a day, maybe. And the reason why this is, from my perspective, this won't be an innovation, but that is because maybe in 2 days, in 3 days, people will get bored, probably. And this result won't last so long, right? But the thinking, but the design is really innovative. Because there is a conventional way of just putting up a sign that says, please trash the trash. But that that didn't work for a long time. But this approach solved the issue for a moment. So this is the innovative thinking, I would say. And here's the second, another version of the same series. So again, it's not an innovation example, but I would say this is the very innovative thinking example. So you have probably seen a sign saying, in many Japanese companies, saying you should climb upstairs instead of elevator or escalator. It's for your health, and it's help us to preserve the energy consumptions and etc. But no one follows that science. Who does? Right? I never did. But making this stairs a little bit fun did take a lot of people, or sucked a lot of people onto the stairs instead of the escalators. And actually, the numbers showed about more than 60% of the took the stairs. And side story for these two series is their insight. Their insight, the Volkswagen insight, was a fun, adding a fun to something that people are hesitated to do or they're reluctant to do. So they call it fun theory. So go to their website, funtheory.com. It's a kind of an old website because this initiative was done in 2008 or 9. But it's quite interesting that they try different things. And it's fascinating why they've done this and where this insight they're going to take this to. So it's initiative by Volkswagen. Volkswagen, right? They're not the staircase maker, or they're not the garbage trash bin makers, right? They're the automobile makers. So the reason why they're doing this is that they have this insight of fun theory, and they are thinking they might be able to apply this to the seat belt on the back seat of the car, so that kids will wear it with a joy. Not the force, not the rules, not parents scolding, yelling to them, but with the fun. So that's the essence, that's the key takeaway that Volkswagen is taking from this experiment or prototyping, quick prototyping, and that's what they're aiming to. And I don't think it's commercialized yet, but I personally think, because like I said, I will talk about my background, but I used to work for Honda, Honda car R&D department. And we don't think that way. We try to, write the correct sentence on the user's manual to wear a seatbelt, of course. And we will just make a beep when you're not wearing seatbelt. And we will, do a lot of crazy stuff, but not this. Not this approach. Putting a funness into some desirable result. And you try to use the funness as a motivation to reach to the result. So I think this is a great case of innovative thinking. And again, but this won't be an innovation probably, because it won't last so long probably. if you live around here and if you see this next day, you'll probably just take an escalator because you know what's going to happen, right? So I would say this is an innovative case. But for the program, I want you to be innovative thinkers. Innovative thinkers. So thinking outside the box. That's the keyword. But I know this keyword is overused, and I know you are like, okay, yes, I am thinking outside the box. But to think outside of the box, you need to understand where is your box, or what box you're talking about. So it might be your box in your brain that, okay, I should be doing this, and I think I know this. These are all boxes, right? That's your, we can say it's your bias, or we can say it's your box. And sometimes you need to go outside of some certain organization's box. And a lot of you belongs to some organization or company or some kind of group. And this group has a box too, okay? And of course, some domain, for example, I'm from an automobile domain. Automobile people think inside certain box, right? Because we cannot think like maybe other industry people. There's a box, there's a conceptual, there's a virtual box. And certain country or certain culture, there's boxes all over. And we're inside the box of boxes, just like, what was the Russian doll? Yes, Matryoshka, yes, that thing. And these boxes are just everywhere. And of course you want to be a step aside, step away from the box. But to do so, you need to understand the box. You need to see the box. You need to feel the box. And then maybe you need to plan the way out of the box. So that's what I want you to focus. And this is the second point related to being innovative in KOH program. So I call it KOH flavor of innovativeness. A new solution, that's of course, but with a new value. With a new value. So our ultimate aim is not innovative technology, okay? It's not innovative marketing, but it is an innovative value creation. Okay, I will talk about the value creation later on, but so I just wanted to say that innovative technology it can be an enabler for new value creation, but it's not the goal, right? New technology or innovative technology can help you to create the value, but that should not be a goal. And for this course, for this class, and not innovative marketing, that's the same. Innovative marketing or innovative monetizing or innovative business model, they're all good. They're all they're worth it. But it's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal should be innovative value creation, utilizing all these technologies, new business models, and new monetizing mechanisms and everything. So don't get us wrong. We will talk about some techniques or some technology maybe aspect or business aspect, but those are just approaches to achieve new value creation. So this is the flavor that I want all of you to have. When we talk about innovative, is thinking outside of the box. But it's not just saying that, hey, I'm outside of the box, but I will probably ask you, so what box are you out of? Okay, so be ready to answer that question. I'll probably ask you many times. So yeah, you can just claim yourself, I'm innovative. But you need to, explain or you need to convince the others that you're innovative in a certain way, right? So that's one thing. And then new solution with a new value. I know a lot of my students, and my students are young students, and there's adult students, and there's many experienced students. But many of them take this wrong when they say innovative. Some people just stick to innovative technology. I think I've seen that a lot. And I need to admit, I was that guy maybe 5 years ago. I was that guy. I graduated from engineering school, and I studied engineering for years, and I was an engineer. So I thought building a new technology or innovative technology will eventually take me to the new value. But no, I think we need to think the other way around. We need to start thinking, what's the new value you want to create? And then that will trigger us the new technology or the new insight will help us to get to the new technology. So that's the way I started to think. So these are two things I wanted to share with you. Okay, the second buzzword, or the second focus point, the entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship, in a business dictionary, it says the capability and willingness to develop and organize and manage a business venture. So that was the, I already explained. And the person with entrepreneurship is by Schumpeter, says it's like that, right? And so I just talked about that earlier. Innovation enthusiastic without entrepreneurship example. I want to show you this. And I cannot imagine anybody like this, but I found a great example of innovation enthusiasts without entrepreneurship. Okay?
I am Innovation Man. I am here to get you all fired up about innovation. Are you fired up? Fired up. Are you fired up? I'm fired up! I said, are you fired up? Yes! Why are you fired up? I don't have any idea.
So this was the ad by IBM, because their corporate message once it was an innovation, okay? And then, but innovation became such a buzzword that everybody was speaking but did not know what to do. And there were so many innovation enthusiasts that talking about innovation, and I don't think anybody was wearing that suit in the IBM, but this was a parody, or this is kind of making fun out of it, okay? And here's another Innovation Man example. I love this.
Phil?
Innovation Man.
What's going on?
Innovation Workshop.
And your job is?
Kick off the innovation agenda. Fire up the troops for innovation.
Hence the I.
I for ideation. I for incubation. I for invigoration.
I for implementation?
Oh, I knew I forgot something.
So he forgot I for implementation. So, he was never thinking about doing it, but he was, just full with about talking about it, right? So this is an example of innovation enthusiasm without entrepreneurship, okay? And I'm saying don't be like him, all right? Because this workshop can be considered as an innovation workshop, but maybe I should have worn that today. I should have worn his costume today, just to make things interesting. But so entrepreneurship, the KOH flavor is this. Okay, it is always I or we. Okay, it's not someone, someday, somehow. Of course, you may not have everything in your hands right now, but you can contact whoever you need to contact, and it's your initiative. It's always your initiative, and it's about not just doing, but thinking and feeling about everything around you. And you need to communicate about what you're thinking, what you're doing, and of course, how you're feeling. So these are all needed. And because you are here for KO, and you're not just looking at the simple entrepreneur. I'm not, I don't want to offend anybody, but since you're here, I would like to talk that you're not just selling a pen to someone who's in a really bad need for a pen, right? Of course you can become an entrepreneur selling a pen, right? To the person in front of you. You'll make maybe, I don't know, 10,000, maybe 100,000 yen, but it'll never scale. It'll never scale. It won't create new values to more people. So since you're here and you are highly qualified to be here, and I want you to be not just doing, but thinking, doing, and feeling at the same time. And then you're always thinking about making your values bigger. Not necessarily money, but so that your values become bigger and then would be appreciated by many people. Okay? So that's that. And it's about finding your team. Like I said, you don't need to do everything by yourself. Okay? But you need to find the right ones to work with. That's a part of entrepreneurship. Or, this is better. Find the one who is connected to the right ones. Yeah? Right ones is the point. Okay? You want to have a good friend. Okay? And that's a key. And you don't order your team, but you inspire your team. Because if you start ordering your team, then you need to order everything to your team. But once you inspire them, they'll work for you. I mean, they'll work together with you. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, or this is entrepreneurship, you really like to see that you don't order your team. That's the leadership of the entrepreneurship. And not necessarily right now startup CEO. So don't get us wrong that we're not looking at, we are not looking for like right now CEOs. But when time is right, startup CXOs I would like to see in this room. So whenever you're ready, whenever you think you have found an opportunity, and whenever you cannot stop yourself, go on, come and become a CEO or a startup CXO. CXO meaning CTO, CFO, COO, or founder, any kind of founding members. And so this is another way to put it. So I want all of you, when your friend becomes a CEO, I want all of you to become somebody that your friend will love to have on the member of his or her venture, right? So that's the type of person we would like to create in this 7 days. We only have 7 days for the first half of the program. So this is the scope we have. So I've talked about being innovative or innovative thinking, and entrepreneurship in a KO Edge flavor. So, okay, I'm going to conclude the first part of my talk. So an innovation and successful enterprise are the ultimate goals. So I think this is a question you have in your mind, but I don't think so. Like I said, it's a new value creation. New value creation. So the KO Edge program goal is to convert all of you to value creation-minded person. And innovation, or thinking innovatively, and enterprise, or starting your business, or starting your own project, are both merely an approach for that. So if I build the two building blocks with innovative and entrepreneurship, then my new value creation block will sit on it. Okay, sits on it. So these two building blocks are the enabling factors for new value creation. So please do not forget that. Please do not forget that. I will be talking about being innovative and innovation and entrepreneurship. But you always need to have in your mind that you are trying to create a new value to the world. By the way, what is value? That's an important question, right? Many of you think that or that, right? Yes, that's highly concerned. But of course, money can be a big value. I mean, it's equivalent. I mean, everybody thinks it's valuable. But what do you say? What the value of this, for example? Anybody? What do you think? Except the money that they sold about 19 more times than they did. But what's the value that this thing created?
Saved lives.
Save lives, yes, right. More donors for the marrow donors, yes, of course. That was a great value, right? What's the value is this guy creating? Because this is not taking any money from you, right? Who doesn't know Wikipedia? Okay, good, right. Everyone knows Wikipedia. What's the value it's creating?
Sharing knowledge.
Sharing knowledge. Anybody else? Information, yes. Co-creation, yes, right. Revealing secrets, maybe, I don't know. But yes, so it's not creating any money. Oh, it's asking for donations so often whenever we go to Wikipedia recently. But I would say it's okay. It's quality control probably. But Wikipedia is not asking you for money, but it's creating a huge value. You can probably define it in many different ways. It's sharing information. It's letting a lot of people to participate. And so there's many value that is not money. What about these? Do you know what these are? Do you recognize the logo?
Crowdfunding.
Yes, those are crowdfundings. What value is this creating? Anybody?
Opportunity.
Opportunity for almost everybody? Yes.
Enabler?
What's that?
Enabler?
Enabler for, yes, entrepreneurs and young startups. Yes. Else?
Awareness.
What's that?
Awareness.
Okay. And I would say it's excitement for whoever invested, right? Who have invested in any project on the crowdfunding? Okay. Aren't you like so concerned whether they're doing well after you donated, or right? You go up to their website and see how much they're doing well, and then if they fail, you're so sorry for them because you're like almost like a part of the team, right? So they are sharing this excitement of startups or starting a new project. So this is not about money. Of course, it's raising money to make a bigger money. So when we see this in terms of money, yes, we can see it, but there is so much value involved instead of the money. What about this? This is a map that I bought for my house about a month ago. What do you think, the world map, what kind of value do you think it'll generate? Any guesses? No guess? No value? What's that?
Curiosity?
Curiosity, yeah. It can trigger my curiosity.
Value for the kids.
You knew the answer. Yes. So this is my value. This is my 2-year-old and 0-year-old son. I don't know why, but they love this. I put it up on their bedroom, and she's maybe teaching him. He's 0 and she's 2.5. So yes, I need to admit, 2 seconds later it's like that. But this is my value. This is my value. That the map was just about, I don't know, 1,000 yen or so. But this is the value. So value is not just the money. It's someone's benefit, someone's gain, someone's joy, someone's satisfaction, someone's pain relief, someone's being helped, or someone's excitement, someone's peace of mind, or it could be a lot of other things, right? So when we talk about new value creation, we're not talking about money. We're not talking about money, and you're not talking about money. Of course, inside your brain, you are talking about money, but money will follow. Money will follow, I would say. So your focus is one or two of these things, right? You want to create this. You want to be appreciated by someone. Okay. So there's two important aspects when we talk about value. Value is it could be in any form, and there's always a receiver. There's always somebody appreciates it. Okay. So when we talk about value, let's talk about who and what value. All right? Again, so the new technology itself cannot be a value, right? But new technology can create one of these, or help, or maybe expand one of this, and could be appreciated by someone. All right? So the technology is an enabler for value creation, and monetizing and everything is just an enabler for new value creation. So that's the sense that we would like to share for the KOH program. Okay, so I've talked a lot, but that was a very important message that I really wanted to share to begin with, because otherwise, if you don't agree or if you don't feel comfortable with that, then I don't think you want to stay for the rest of the day and for other coming days. And I hope you feel comfortable talking about in that sense, and I hope you'll like that, and you're a little bit more curious about learning stuff that's directing towards that. Okay? So before I get into the program stuff, let me introduce myself because I just realized I never did. Right. Okay. So we will have a time for all the other faculty members to introduce themselves. But since I'm the one doing a lot of talk, I will introduce myself first. So my name is Kane Ishibashi. Just call me Kane because my real name is Kanenori, and that's, I don't know, that's too hard for everybody. And I graduated from University of Minnesota. Who has been in Minnesota? Really?
Yes.
Awesome. You live there? You travel there?
Because I graduated from University of Wisconsin. It's the next university.
Big rivalry, Badgers and Gophers. Okay, so
I love St. Paul and Twin Cities.
Good. So yeah, so he's from University of Wisconsin, which is right next to us, the state right next to Minnesota, and we have a big sporting rivalry, just like Waseda and Keio, right? Okay, so I'm from University of Minnesota, where winter gets really cold, about minus 30 degrees Celsius. So all I've done was hockey, drinking, and studying. Yes. Okay, so that's what I've been doing. And I started working for Honda, R&D. So I hope all of you know Honda. It's a company creating automobiles and motorcycles. I was in a motorcycle R&D department. And I was a mechanical engineer for motorcycle engines. So who is a motorcycle rider? Great. Okay. Few. Thank you. Right. So that's the reality. Yes. But if you go to Southeast Asia, we dominate. Right? Honda still dominates, and there's copies, and there's other things, but we still dominate. So, but my work was not the small kind, but I was creating a huge one. So I was making a large displacement engine. So it's about 1200 cc's or 1600 cc's. So it's a big motorcycle. And I hate to say this, but I was making a motorcycle just like the Harley Davidson in Honda. So it's almost me like working for Microsoft saying I'm trying to make a phone like an iPhone, right? So it's crazy to say it, but it's the easiest way to communicate. I was at Honda, but trying to create a motorcycle like an Harley Davidson. Big sigh, but yes, that's what I was doing. So American style motorcycle, and I was a mechanical engineer for that. So back in that time, I was doing a lot of mechanical designs and analysis, and so I can do a lot of that thing. And after that, still in Honda, I started work for Advanced Electric Personal Mobility section. So that was newly built in the R&D center, and we were trying to find the new solution with electric mobility. So of course, we call it EV, electric vehicles. EVs has no market, no clear needs, and nobody wants it, right? So what we had to do is not just engineering, but we had to design the city. We had to design the use case. We had to be thinking, so how might people use this? Like, what kind of people do appreciate this? So that's where I started to think, not just engineering, but the surroundings and business around it, and maybe the use case around it. And after a while, so I was a project manager at that time, and I had a leap in my career. So after that, I got a position at the University of Tokyo as a project manager for microsatellite development. So satellite is basically a spaceship, right? So it's micro, so it can sit on your table. It's about 50 kilogram, and it's a 50 centimeter cube. And I was a system engineer and a project manager to design such system. And it's not just building an engineering artifact, but it was to enhance or expand or maybe open a door for new space age. And some of you may know this, some of you may not, but space technology was dominated by government and dominated by some few people, right? But right now it's open for ventures and for newcomers meaning country-wise. So in my project, I went to very small countries in Eastern Europe. So for example, I went to Lithuania, I went to Belarus, and I went to some of these countries who are willing to start their new space technology-based businesses or exploration, and we asked them to join our project. And it's possible because it's the same deal here, right? Because these things are computers were dominated by IBMs, dominated by some government R&D sector. But now it's built everywhere. It's used everywhere. So the same thing is happening in the space technology or space domain, and I was part of that whole paradigm shift. And to share you a story, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, there was a company called Skybox Imaging. It's in California. They were purchased by Google $5 million? No, $15 million. A lot of money. Yes, a lot of money. It was the first purchase of space-related or space system designing company by a famous large company. So it just happened in 2013, and it's increasing. A lot of space-related ventures are being purchased by large companies, not the space companies, but like companies like Google's. So it's happening. You'll see. You might have your own personal satellites some coming years. So that's what I was a part of. So as you can see, my background is strong in engineering, but as you can see, I started to design not just the product or not just the system, but the surroundings as well. So not only the stuff or the thing, but maybe the business model around it, or how people can join this network around it or community around it. So that's why I'm here teaching these things as a project assistant professor. And so the design project that I talked about is very similar to KO Edge, and I'm a part of it. And of course my background is systems engineering, so I'm a part of that lecture too. And I have my company running with some friends here. It's an Innovative Design LLC. It's a design consulting firm. So I consider myself, educator, or maybe a researcher, and also a practitioner. I do a lot of projects with a lot of different companies. So that's who I am. And I have other slides of my colleagues, and I'll come back to that later on. All right. So. Okay, it's been about an hour since we started, so let's take a quick break. Let's take a break until like 45, and let's come back at 10:45, and I'm going to start talking about the KO Edge program and then how it's laid out and what we're going to be doing from today and until the end of the seven days. All right, so let's come back at 45. Oh, well, before you go, how are we doing language-wise? So I never asked. Okay. 日本語一度も喋らなかったですけど、I need to understand how are we doing. Okay, come on, be honest. Who understood 100%? Well, yeah, let's ask that. Who understood 100%? Okay, 120%. Oh, okay, all right, good. All right. Who understood? Okay, maybe 50% of what I'm saying. Okay. Less than 50, be brave. Less than 50%. A little struggle, okay. All right, okay. I will add some Japanese to my lectures, okay. All right, so let's come back at 45.